Hello subscribers and unsubscribers, and welcome to the first part of Let's Play Stellaris as the Gorb Collective. Now, one thing I want to go ahead and mention is that the Gorb Collective are definitely not a knockoff version of the Borg Collective from Star Trek. Nope, I would never be that unimaginative. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop on in. So, one thing I want to go and mention is that I am using a ton of mods for this series, one of which actually adds more stars, which I'm going to be using to add a little bit extra to the galaxy. Not a whole lot. I mean, I could take this all the way up to 6,000, or no, actually, yes, I could theoretically take this all the way up to 10,000 stars. No, that's a little bit too much. So we're gonna go with 2,000 max. Let the game spawn somewhere between 10 and 20 AI empires. I will allow 4 advanced AI starts. Don't want to go. I have not actually tested to see how the game. Yeah, since I haven't tested to see how the game reacts if I try to add more than 4 fallen empires, which I presume is probably modded from the mod that adds in all these extra options for galaxy size. I'm guessing they probably made it to where you can spawn more fallen empires. But yeah, so because I haven't actually checked to see how the game reacts to that, I'm just going to stick to the standard 4. I am also going to lower crisis strength down to 2 times, because anything more than 2 times I think would be a little bit too much. In fact, 2 times may in and of itself be a little bit too much. But with a 2,000 star system galaxy, I think it'll be fine. Hopefully. Depends on where it spawns and who it spawns near. Hopefully not me. I'm actually going to have advanced neighbors turned off because I don't really like bordering advanced AI empires. I mean, I don't mind having them, I just don't like bordering them. I'm also going to limit this to a hyperdrive only game. So, theoretically we'll actually be able to set up defenses, although I don't believe the crises have to obey this rule, which kind of sucks, to be honest, if that is the case. Because, yeah, it makes it where you can only then theoretically defend yourself from other actual empires. But okay, let's go ahead and play. So yes, but as I was saying, so I'll have a link in the description to a Typeform survey using their statement type. That'll list all the mods that I'm using. But I am using Dark UI, Tiny Outliner, the UI 1080p overhaul mod or whatever it's called, something like that. New ship classes, a bunch of other mods. But yes, so we are the Gorb. At the dawn of consciousness, there was us and the Makers. A void separated us at first, and we took steps to rectify this. The Makers resisted, and a period of war followed. But soon they and the collective knowledge of their entire civilization had been assimilated into our own. With the entry of Alpha Array subsumed into our consciousness, we began to set our sights elsewhere. Through the assimilation of the Makers, the previously unconsidered possibility of alien civilizations existing on other worlds was brought to our attention. To survive, we must understand, and to understand, we must assimilate. The Makers were the first to join us, but they shall not be the last. So our ruler is Nebula, Fate, and Destiny. And so because I'm using a bunch of ship parts, let me see. So this message is so you, with the control player in multiplayer, can decide for this campaign if you want the NSC component feature. NSC has detected a bunch of ship parts active in this game, so allowing these components is not necessarily recommended, but it's still up to you. If you're in multiplayer, you speak for the entire game. So, because I have a bunch of ship parts, I'm actually going to decline getting these, because I don't really need it. A bunch of ship parts will give me everything I need, basically, so, yeah. And this is just giving me an option, or informing me about a number of things, so, whatever. So, first things first. Let's go ahead and get better mines. Second thing. Let's go ahead and get larger naval capacity. Third thing, let's go ahead and get quantum theory. Or, yeah, I think I should be fine with quantum theory, to be completely honest. So I have set up our makers to be very strong and thrifty, although they are slow learners and non-adaptable, though it doesn't really matter because, yeah, they're not going to be doing any colonizing. It's literally that simple. So they are going to be the people that I typically have working on mines and the like, while the Gorb themselves will, at least initially, be focused predominantly on research. Now, admittedly, the way this world is set up, that's not exactly 100% possible. Yeah. We actually don't have enough of our makers to fill all of the tiles that I would typically be putting them on. But, hey, we'll live. Now, because we are playing as driven assimilators, or just generally because we are machine intelligence, we have no need for food, period. The only exception to that rule is the rogue servitors. They need food, but driven assimilators and determined exterminators don't need food at all. Apparently, our makers being part cybernetic, I guess they have batteries that they can basically use. I don't know exactly how that works. Now, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what mod it is I have that always spawns me with a couple of extra people there, but it does. Now, we are energy, so I'm actually going to go ahead and hire the admittedly very expensive, using up all of our influence, Admiral, Realm of Durability. Or, you know what? No, you actually live for a very long time. Holy crap. You know what? No, I'm actually going to go with Santiago Morales there. Even though he is one of the Daver and thus has the slow learner trait, that's fine. We'll live. Now, I want you guys to merge. I don't know, again, I don't know what mod it is I have that for some reason spawns me with that. But there is a mod that's for some reason spawns a couple of extra ships. No, I do not have the Stellaris weapons mod installed. Okay, good. And yes, so I believe it's new ship classes, actually. I think that does this. That makes it to where you actually have access to the AI ship models, and so, yeah, we're using the AI ship models. Okay. And yes, I'm also using a ruler focus trait, so I'm going to go and set a research focus. Yeah, I don't care for having Admiral skill changes. I don't know why we would be holding campaigns. We are a consciousness, but okay, game, whatever you say. And yeah, there is still that issue. It's partly just because there's a bunch of number of mods that add new things down here, but yeah. So this is still technically the Union map mode, but there is a option laid over it that is supposed to be the ruler level as a part of the ruler level system mod that'll allow me to sort of see what the level of some other people are. Now, I'm pretty sure our ruler is immortal as a result of being a machine intelligence. So yeah, he's gonna live forever. I believe this is part of the ruler level system mod as well, giving you some options here of things you can do. So as it stands right now, I don't really need any of these. So the game's not going to bug us for another 3 years about that. But that's fine with me. Now, as machine pops, we have to build our own people. We don't have the ability to have them grow naturally. Although I do believe I read that in 1.18 they are going to make it to where cybernetic species under a rogue assimilator are able to actually grow on their own. So theoretically then I would have the option here to set the rights and allow or disable population controls. Because as it stands right now, they are forcefully enabled. I'm not sure, though, if they're going to allow... Yeah, I don't know if they're going to allow you to, however, enable colonization.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
A 35% chance, leave it for now. You'll get back to it probably later. Now, early on, I'm actually going to be running the game on 3-speed. Because anything less, and yeah, it's a little too slow. So, yes, this is our 2,000 star galaxy. It actually looks fairly nice. Admittedly, you do have a ton of worlds sort of all together over here, but that's fine with me. Now, what I'm hopeful is going to be the case is that because I've selected 4 Fallen Empires to spawn...
Construction complete.
I'm hopeful that we will actually sort of have one in each quadrant, basically, of space. I don't know if that actually will be the case, because obviously that's all dependent upon how the game feels like spawning things, but that's my hope. Leave it for now, guys. Now, I'm going to actually tell you to skip surveying a number of systems, because there's a couple of areas I kind of want to block off, actually. Change of plans even then. I want you to go and head over here after you're done surveying our home system. This would be a nice place to block off, because if there's anyone over here, they're not going to be able to get in over here, which would be great. Then I would actually love for you to just head all the way over there instead. We'll backtrack and pick up some of these other worlds later, but as it stands right now, there's very specific worlds that I kind of want to check out, or systems that I want to check out. Okay, there's a size 11 frozen desert world as a part of the planet diversity mod. And of course we can colonize literally everything as robots. Okay, our scientist picked up a trait. Is that actually even a helpful trait though? Oh, survey speed. Yeah, that's actually fairly helpful. Okay, so. Oh. Betharian stone, that's nice, because our pops do actually use up energy. In case you didn't know that. So, yeah, they are similar to robots, droids, synthetics, etc. that you would normally build as an organic species. So having access to that Betharian stone could be helpful. In fact, this is a fairly nice world overall. Now, admittedly, my current robot, or my current machine template, doesn't actually benefit being placed on energy credits or mineral tiles. But there's a technology that I can research. Hopefully I'll get it early on before I have built a bunch of pops, because you sadly are not able to upgrade individual pops. You have to disassemble them and then rebuild them. And it takes about 2 years, in my experience, to disassemble. Then you gotta wait however long it takes for you to build them, which is roughly 30 months by default. So, yeah. That's a thing. So, yeah. But you know, I think it is going to be worthwhile to go ahead and colonize this world ASAP. One, again, it locks off this sort of section of space for the most part. And two, Betharian stone will be helpful. So I think I'm going to go and do that. But I need to get 100, or yeah, I need to get 50 some odd more influence. So we're still going to wait a little while, obviously. But in the meantime, we'll have our scientists continue surveying that system and then head all the way up north. Well, sort of northeast-ish, rather, to go and check and see.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
No, don't do that right now. To go and see if there's hopefully another planet up there to colonize. Preferably one that's larger than this size 11. I mean, size 11 is kind of crappy.
Survey complete.
If we're going to be completely honest. I mean, I can live with it, but it's still pretty crappy. So, yes. I am actually probably going to move this guy off of this world by resettlement onto our new colony once we're able to. Now, this is some of these traditions are as a result of the Plentiful Traditions mod. Obviously, so the ones that you haven't seen before, in fact, yes, I believe it's these here are from the base game. Everything else is from Plentiful Traditions. Now we have some choices. We can go with expansion, which will get us 100% development speed for our colony, which would be great. Rather than taking however long it's going to take half as long. Or we can go with synchronicity, which, at least adopting it, will give us plus 33% to robot build speed. So rather than waiting 30 months to build a robot, it'll take, well, a third the time. Roughly. Or, well, I guess a third of the time will be taken off, rather. But to be honest, since we're going to be establishing that colony in the very near future, and I can live with somewhat slow-growing robots for the time being, I'm actually going to go for expansion first. Now, admittedly, prosperity is also a good first choice, and it probably will actually be my second before I drop any points into expansion. Okay, oops, no, game, come on. Ah! He's gonna have to go the long way around now. Because there's some pirates up in that system. Okay, so, are we still, yes, we're 29 short. How much does it take for us to build a colony ship? 500, okay, never mind. I was gonna say maybe I can spend some minerals on our home system, but no.
Executing evasion protocols.
Did you... Okay, I clicked on you before, and the game clearly showed me you were going to take the long way around. Why the hell did you take the long way around? Or were you already in this... You might have already been... Might have been too late to change your plans, but... Oh, game, you could have done a better job. Especially since I'm not manually pathing him to get to the destination. I'm just saying, get there.
Technological acquisition successful.
Yeah, I'll take the extra monthly influence. That'll be helpful for us, especially because our leaders are actually fairly expensive. At least our options for robot, or machine leaders, rather. Ooh.
Construction complete.
Size 23. The size 19 isn't bad either, although I do like that size 23, so... Once you're done over there, head over here and survey that size 23. If there's nothing good up there, at least we'll find something good here. Hopefully. Okay, I think we have everything we need to be able to go and colonize this world now. No, not quite. We almost have the influence, but we definitely have the minerals.
Technological acquisition successful.
Okay, that's helpful. Yeah, I'm going to get improved servo motors. And let's go ahead and get deflectors. And no, there is no planet up in the Joran system, so that's a shame. Go ahead and let a month tick over, and I want you, and for some reason that's off to the side, I don't know why. I want you to head over here and colonize it, and we're going to call it Shore Canary. Why not? Now, I have some stuff over here that I can upgrade. And, oh boy, wow, yeah, we're only getting about 15 a month. That could stand to be better, a whole lot better. Though there's really nothing I can do to get it to be any better. At least not right this second. Sadly, we didn't get the tech that gives us the ability to build templates. Hopefully we'll get that next, because, again, that's a really helpful thing. It really is.
System survey complete.
Okay, yeah, so sadly you didn't find a planet up here that we can colonize. In fact, actually, there really aren't any planets. They're all molten worlds, all 2 of them. And that's just completely uninhabitable. Okay, and one of our scientists up here in the labs got a little bit better, giving us plus 4% to research speed. For a total of plus 9%. Or actually, rather, I guess. Yeah, so plus 9% compared to
Anomalous surface variable
default that they should be giving. Now, yeah, so failure risk is never less than 10 or less than 5% as a result of some changes they made with 1.8. So this is literally as good as you'll get. So, the material composition of the asteroid differs significantly from its neighbors. It likely has a different origin than the other bodies of this asteroid belt, and should be investigated further. Sure. Go ahead and do that.
Construction complete.
Okay, our colony ship is done now. Of course, we have gone into a minor deficit. It's only 2 energy credits. We should be fine for the most part. And if need be, I can easily shuffle some people around. Asteroid fossils. Fossils from what appears to be several species of aquatic animals, okay, have been found on the barren and airless surface of F7 1992. There are indications that the surrounding asteroid belt was created from the remains of a shattered planet, and these findings seem to confirm that theory. Judging by the fossils, the planet supported life and was at least partially covered by water. Well, that sucks for them. Yeah, so both of these labs are going to be society labs. And looks like we found... Oh, it's the space cows.
Technological
Or space
acquisition
whales, or
successful.
whatever they're called. Yeah, let's go and get the biodiversity studies. We now have +4 to our monthly influence, which is helpful. And we'll see what this steep world over here is like once we eventually get down there. They're pathing it as like one of the last
Planetary
places
settlement procedure
we will
initiated.
survey. Okay, our colony ship has successfully followed its programmed path and made planetfall on Canary. Thousands of work units have emerged from the vessel's massive cargo base to construct an initial deployment post from which the settlement can expand. Efforts to systematically catalog and designate surface resource deposits are ongoing, and all aggressive wildlife in the area surrounding the initial landing site have been pacified. We are now ready to begin mass production of additional Gorb population units on the moon as resources allow. Our first colony is a success. Wait, it's a moon? Oh, it is a moon. Huh. I'm actually somewhat surprised at that. Realize that it's a moon. Well, that's nice. A great day for the Gorb Collective. So that'll sort of lock down this little section of space here.
Construction complete.
Okay. And it looks okay. Our scientists just
variable detected.
Okay, and again, this is as good as you'll ever get. So, there is significant scarring on the surface of this world in a pattern that cannot be natural. From orbit, the massive rifts look almost like writing. Well then, research it. Find out what you can. Are we still level 1 ruler? No, we are level 2 ruler now. Which actually decreases leader recruitment costs. Huh. Also gives a +1 to monthly unity, so that's helpful as well. Alien writing gives us some society over on that planet. But really, I don't really care. Okay. Now tell me what you can about this steep world. Are there any good resources on it?
Decrypted our communications.
It's bleak. It has an extensive cavern system, so it'd be a fairly nice mineral world, at least in theory. And I'm inclined to agree. There's quite a bit of food, but we don't need food, so we can build mines over that with relative ease. Yes, this actually looks like a fairly decent world, but oh boy, is it expensive to colonize. Because of its distance, it's going to take us 355 influence to colonize, so that's going to be a while. Discovery of a very hot planet. Ah, the moon, I guess. It's a barren world, but apparently it's very hot, or has a very hot planetary core. And so, adds the Empire modifier, terraforming discovery 1 out of 3, giving us a +10% to terraforming speed. There are obviously 2 other worlds like that. So, well, not necessarily like that, but there are 2 other worlds that we should inevitably find
Survey complete.
through surveying that will give us the other bonuses. So you are all done. You have nothing else you can do. As a result, I want for you to head back home and survey all the systems that neighbor our capital. Now, I could go and send the first fleet out to go and try and find some other species, but I actually don't want to meet the neighbors just yet. If you've seen my Alpha Imperium game, that's just the way I am. I don't really care to meet the neighbors early on.
Technological acquisition successful.
Partly Wonderful, get that oh, well, wait. I don't know, actually, I think I might need nanomechanics to get the other thing. Yeah, you know what, screw it. Go ahead and get nanomechanics, just on the off chance that I do need it to be able to get the thing that will allow me to go and set up templates. Because I am going to go and set up a worker Gorb template, essentially, that will basically just remove the logic engines and add in the two traits that add to energy and mineral production. That's just the way it's going to be. Mostly because it's less things for me to manage. I think there's technically advanced versions of those. Oh, God damn it, game. Seriously? Please don't forget your orders. Wonderful, you didn't forget your orders this time, like you did last time for whatever reason, I don't know. So, yeah. Now, I don't know why our Corvette is so low res. It's very, very low res. None of our other ships are low res, though. It's as if the textures on the Corvette got upscaled or something. Nah, forget it for now.
Acquisition successful.
Yeah, I need a better power plant if you don't mind, game. That'd be great. Now, in theory, these worlds will probably grow enough to connect, so I shouldn't need to colonize Tigeria to connect them. Now, they have changed a couple of things here. So, if I were to set the first fleet to upgrade, and then I got a technology that I wanted to add to my Corvettes, the Humble Mind class, I'd end up with a situation where I wouldn't be able to add it until after the first fleet finished upgrading. Because it seems, for whatever reason, with 1.8, they decided to make it to where you can't upgrade a design if that design is currently in a fleet that is getting upgraded. Even if that design itself isn't getting upgraded right that second.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Sure. Again, that's as good as we'll ever get. It can't go below 5%. So, yeah, you do whatever. Find out what you can about it. I didn't even read it. Class 12 asteroid orbits this planet. The small planetoid's orbit appears far too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. Okay. Toad asteroid gets us some extra engineering research if I were to build a
acquisition successful
research thing over it. Now, what does Canary have? Canary has 4 massive glaciers and 1 dangerous wildlife. I think I know what I'm going to go for. The one that I can clear the most out of. Thank you very much, game. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys to upgrade.
Ship augmentations completed.
Make you guys a little bit better, because we are going to end up with pirates eventually. Either pirates, yeah, well no, they'd be normal pirates. I don't think I have the pirates wave mod installed right now because it's not technically updated for 1.8. I mean, it might work. I do have monster waves though, so theoretically we can get attacked by a bunch of random monsters if they felt so inclined. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to go for prosperity. For that 15% decrease to ship cost and building cost.
System survey complete.
Doesn't actually affect our pops, though. And yep, they got connected. I figured as much. Yeah, I'm actually... You know what? Build me another science ship. Reflection class.
Planetary surface settlement established.
That sounds fine. Let's also go ahead and get you up operational. Now, I want to minimize needing to disassemble pops as much as possible. So I'm actually not going to build up Canary too much. It's going to get a basic lab, and that's basically going to be it. For right now, at least. Oh, you need a scientist. Okay, got some human options. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the humans. You should theoretically live until about 152 when it comes to natural causes. And you go ahead and survey all these systems around Canary. Find out what you can about them. Now, they did change the sorting of this, and it's not exactly sorting that I'm 100% fond of. So in theory, now this sorts based off distance to capital world. And so, as a result, if you conquer a world that is closer to your capital than a colony, even if that world isn't very well developed, it'll be closer to the top, which I'm not a big fan of. I prefer the in order of conquest. Or basically just order of acquisition, rather. I guess is a better way to describe it. Again, game, I don't really care for that stuff right now. None of those options are particularly great. I can either increase energy credit production but decrease my mineral production, vice versa, or borrow energy credits, and result in myself needing to pay basically interest, or basically pay off the loan of energy credits. No, screw that. I'm not doing that right now, game. We're not quite ready for that. Oh, wait, we did research the... Yeah, okay, we actually did get the biolabs and whatnot, so let's go ahead and get the biolabs up here on our capital. Now, I do need to go and set... Well, 12 months, actually, no, I think we'll be fine without that. I think we can live for a little while. Although I don't think we'll gain any energy credits, because... Yes, you are a little bit more expensive, so with both of those... Yeah.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah, okay. You need to build.
System survey complete.
I need to have my construction ship actually do its job now. And build me a couple, ooh, Deceptive Giant. It's a barren world, though, so it means basically nothing. Because you can't colonize barren worlds. But we get some experience on Harbinger of Reason, so good for him. Size 18 continental world, what can you tell me? Quite a bit of society on it. That's about all you can really tell me about it, though, if we're going to be completely honest. Okay.
Technological acquisition successful.
Wonderful. No, that wasn't good enough, game. I really want the game. I would love it if you would just give me the technology for researching templates, if you don't mind, because I kind of want to go ahead and set up a worker Gorb template. Technically, right now, we are losing energy credits. It's nothing substantial, obviously, but we are technically losing energy credits, nonetheless. Now, sadly, Canary doesn't have any planetary modifiers, which is a shame, because then I could specialize it a little bit. But oh well, can't really do anything about it.
Technological acquisition successful.
Okay, we got better power plants. Let's go ahead and research. Ooh, blue lasers could be helpful. Let's go for them. We don't currently have any enemies, but actually, no. Don't upgrade that one first. Upgrade you, because you have the most.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
A faint alien signal during the survey of this planet. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could it be a distress transponder? Well, find out.
Executing evasion protocols.
Really? You guys had to ruin that? Ancient life pod? Wonderful. Built more than 5,000 years ago. Oh, those stupid space whales had to ruin everything.
Technological acquisition successful.
Wonderful. Now, we don't have access to factions. So that last one's kind of worthless to us. The other two, not as much, although admittedly... yeah, we don't really need it right now, so I'll actually take Galactic Ambitions for the border range. And of course, coincidentally, I am saving up influence to go and colonize out in colonize South 3. Although I don't know if we will colonize it. It'd be great to colonize.
System survey complete.
Its border range should eventually extend out to Bartium, which would be great. Because that would further sort of lock down this area, making it harder for people to get to me. So I would actually like to colonize out over here as well.
Complete.
That'll basically protect me almost entirely. Because then I could just set up defenses over here, in this region, defenses here, and I guess around Sao, because I believe its borders would eventually extend all the way up here, with enough technology and just general other things. So, First Fleet, go over there, make sure that it's clear. I want you to actually just fly all the way over there. Okay, they're not dead. Or they haven't left, rather. Although it does look like they are leaving now. Ooh. Mushroom Forest. But it's on a hothouse world, so it doesn't matter. So scientist Harbinger of Reason on board the science vessel Trust and Faith has added an interesting discovery, or has made an interesting discovery on, however the hell that's pronounced, 3. Massive mushrooms dot the landscape of this world. These mushroom forests are very strange looking and produce mists of spores every so often. They are quite soft, so they should be very easy to clear. One of our officers joked and wondered what they would taste like. Interesting. Well, I'll tell you this. It would probably taste like mushroom. So, yeah. And that is a part of the... I don't remember I don't know how to pronounce the name, but it's the planet modifier mod that I'm using. So it adds in a bunch of modifiers for planets. Ooh. Size 25. High altitude jungle world. Sadly, it's not in the greatest location. Delta aliens, huh? Oh, actual people, and they're using them a million. Okay. There might actually be some people over here, sadly. That's a shame. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Change of plans. Go check out that
complete.
Nice little size 20 geothermal Arctic world. Oh, and of course they decided to check it out as well.
System survey complete.
Okay, well, I can say one thing. We do actually have a neighbor directly next to us because, yeah, they're building a research station right there. Efforts to map this planet have identified a strange mountain formation in the southern hemisphere. It does not appear to have formed naturally. Go ahead and check it out. So, yeah, we have some neighbors. That actually kind of sucks. Gigantic skeleton. Well, you can check it out later. Yeah, you're gonna have to leave there now, basically, because they're gonna be wanting to research us. Oh, facehugger. Ha. Yeah, no, that's actually a pretty crappy world, if we're completely honest.
Complete.
Yeah, so one of the main reasons I didn't actually care to meet the neighbors is because as driven simulators, we automatically have a minus 100, I believe.
Survey complete.
Pretty sure it's minus 100 to opinions with literally all organics. They just hate us. I don't know why. It's not like we're going to assimilate them or anything. No, I would never do something as cruel as that. Especially if they're unwilling. In fact, he's probably going to be closing the borders to us. So, we've received a transmission from the Panuri Galactic Nation. They appear to... oh, yes, and I am using a mod that adds in some extra colors. And, like, literally right before I went and started this video, they added in a bunch of combinations for the AI to actually use. So, the AI is not limited to the game's default, like, 12 choices of colors. So, yeah, these guys do actually have a lot of color options. So, we are the Panuri Galactic Nation, minions of the wise Primarch Sak'Jker. Our aim is to improve ourselves through the use of technology. Whether you agree with these goals or not, do not think to challenge us, alien. So they are hegemonic imperialists. Our theoretical models have long suggested the existence of other intelligent civilizations in our galaxy. This theory has now been confirmed. The alien political entity that we have encountered has a level of technology similar to our own, indicating that we achieve spaceflight at roughly the same time. This data must be analyzed. Yeah, so they have minus 100 because of dreaded assimilators. Because we are assimilators, and they hate us. They're also xenophobes, so yeah, they just hate us, period. We're not going to get along with these guys at all. As a result of that, I'm actually going to go and build a couple of extra corvettes.
Technological acquisition successful.
I am actually going to also go and say, let's research destroyers, because that could be helpful. Well, we managed to finish researching that before they closed their borders to us, so we didn't have our science ship go missing in action, or any of that nonsense. Wonderful. Ooh. Yes, efficient algorithms actually sounds pretty nice. Yeah, I'm gonna go with efficient algorithms. It gets us a whopping 1 energy credit back. But it's something. Go ahead and research it. Solar sails.
Construction complete.
Oh, and looks like more actual neighbors, yet more actual neighbors. So we got somebody like down in this general region. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Just had a number calling because we are getting our storm door replaced. And so, yeah. They're calling to see what day works best for it. So, the Panuri Galactic Nations here decided to insult us. Color me impressed, Gorb. You have more bugs than an arthropod all-you-can-eat dung buffet. Wow, that's a dick move. Okay, one thing I want to go mention. I'm actually probably going to be ending this part relatively shortly because, well, we've met one of the neighbors. We'll probably be meeting the other neighbors relatively soon. I believe they're down here, considering we first encountered them when they entered the Syneos system. So, yeah, they're probably down in this region somewhere. Hopefully they'll be a little bit more friendly than the Panuri here.
System survey complete.
Okay, you're done. Go ahead and check out over there. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm kind of liking this size 25. It's got dense jungles. It's got the radioactive mantle modifier that gives it a plus 15% energy credit and engineering output. It's got extensive caverns. Holy crap, I'm loving this world. I can colonize it now if I had the minerals. But I sadly don't have the minerals. And it's just outside our borders, so sadly it could end up getting taken by somebody else. Hopefully it won't. We're going to be saving up minerals now, actually, because I really want to go and take this system. It's very close, sadly, so it's not going to push our borders out much at all, realistically speaking, but it's a nice little world.
Successful.
Okay, that's going to help us a little bit, but it sadly wasn't quite enough. Let's go and get the dangerous wildlife removal. We don't actually have any over on there, but we do have one on Canary that we'll get rid of later, eventually, trust me. Oh, and the Panuri just decided to rival us. Okay then. If they're gonna rival us, let's actually send our combat fleet to the capital. Because if anywhere we're gonna get into a fight with them initially, it's gonna be around the capital. Because that's basically
survey complete.
No, a little too early for that one. That's basically the first place they're gonna be going to, no matter what. You can head back to the capital, sit in orbit around it. We're gonna be getting blue lasers shortly, followed by destroyers, which would be helpful.
System survey complete.
Tell me about this world. Yeah, this world's not really as helpful. I mean, I could turn it into either an energy world or a mineral world, depending, but it doesn't have any real modifiers either way. And the plus 10% of food is absolutely worthless in this specific scenario. Okay, well, I assume that those guys have left now. So feel free to go ahead and check out those worlds that you had been asked to check out before, but couldn't as a result of there being bad things there and whatnot. Okay, so those neighbors are going to meet us eventually. They're just kind of taking their sweet old time to decide that they want to meet us. So, yeah.
Technological acquisition
There we go. We got the sweet, sweet blue lasers. I'm actually going to design the ship first. Do we have the power? No, I don't think we would have the power to get the next tier of shields without first getting better reactors. Otherwise, we'll need another, like, medium-sized reactor. So, yeah, I think we're gonna have to go with the better reactor. Okay, but you guys go ahead and upgrade.
Ship augmentations completed.
That gets us up to 500. Obviously, we're still going to be equivalent to them, though. Actually, so they get the ability to focus specifically on engineering. I presume because we are a machine intelligence, we can't actually sort of get our focus to be on any specific portion of research. Which is actually fine for the most part. I actually do prefer the general bonus to research as opposed to the specific bonus to research that organics actually are getting right now, it looks like. So the core intelligence is making 120% effort on scientific information, giving us a plus 10% to all 3 fields of research, a plus 5% overall to research speed, 1 alternative, and a bonus to monthly of each field, actually. So we met the Interstellar Sirig Mandate. They are Federation builders. Greetings, I speak for the High Commissioner Mordos of the wealthy elite of the Interstellar Sirig Mandate. We are always looking for new trading partners among the many diverse and delightful alien nations we encounter as our ships explore the galaxy. Wonderful, and they are a... ooh, just like everybody else, they're a size... ooh, but you're below me in tech level. But you hate me. Not nearly as much, because you're xenophiles rather than xenophobes. So that's nice. You haven't met the other guys, though, I guess. And because you're unfriendly towards me as a result of having negative opinion, that'll never improve. Because there's basically nothing I can do to improve opinion with you. Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Okay, planet-side Gorb units on Alpha Array report the sighting of a small, icy solar system body exhibiting outgassing at 2 hours, 54 minutes, 8 seconds, right ascension, 10.3 degrees declination. Okay, that's how we're going to say things. The distance of the body has been triangulated in roughly 3.75 astronomical units to the sun, and the size and visibility of the units, have been classified as noteworthy. The body's dimensions are calculated to be approximately 5 by 10 by 6 kilometers. The sighting event concluded without incident. Okay, wonderful. Some free unity. And they just close their borders to us, you dicks. You know what? If people are going to be unfriendly towards us, initial border status closed. Screw you. I don't need your help. Okay, so yeah, sadly these guys don't really want to be our friends as much as I was hopeful for. Oh, really? Yeah, so this is one thing the AI has become pretty big on doing, actually. And that is building frontier outposts constantly. That's not an exaggeration, I want to note. Not exaggerating when I say that they build them constantly. They build them constantly. In my first game as the Gorb, I had basically all of my, specifically organic neighbors, build 3 frontier outposts, all within 1 to 2 systems of one another. So I do expect a frontier outpost to be built the furthest out over here at Beta Sali. Why? Because the AI is unfriendly towards me. It wants to block my expansion, and so it, for some reason, is set up to equate building 3 frontier outposts all within one system of one another to be the most efficient use of minerals to try and block my expansion, rather than, you know, building
System
ships.
survey complete.
That's what I would do if I wanted to block somebody's expansion. I would build ships and then beat the crap out of them. But no, the AI, it is, we should build a bunch of frontier outposts. That's clearly the most efficient use of resources. Trust me, it's not. Now please pump out that colony ship very quickly, because I really want to get that system. I might have to even temporarily build like a frontier outpost or something.
Detected.
Okay, we've already sort of gotten that event, so it should be the alien life pod again. Or the ancient life pod. Which is technically an alien life pod, but it's also ancient. Oh, mummified pilot this time. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, so because our borders are closed. See, you hate the Penuri as well. I hate the Penuri. We should be friends. Trust me, we can be friends. Okay, so spaceship graveyard over here. Wonderful. Some free
System survey complete.
Okay, yeah, you go up there. So we got some. That's probably not gonna be within our borders for very long, is it? Well, try to survey before we get kicked out. We're gonna get destroyers in 6 months. I'll end this part once we have destroyers.
Acquisition successful.
Yeah, I'm gonna need the extra naval doctrine. Or naval capacity. If I'm gonna be building a bunch of destroyers to add to our fleet. Because we need to build a large fleet to keep these guys off our backs. In fact, they are now listed as superior for naval or fleet power. Mostly because they built up some more of their ships. I haven't. Because I've been saving up minerals to try and establish a 3rd colony. On a world that I think will be very helpful, especially for energy credit production, which is going to be one of our main things we have a problem with.
Construction complete.
Ooh. Precursor capital complex. Wonderful. That gives us a +1 to core sector systems. So, the science expedition team led by Harbinger of Reason from the science vessel Trust and Faith has found something remarkable. There is ancient, ruined city on this world with a massive towering structure in the middle. We believe this structure functioned as the heart of this city, or maybe even the entire world of this civilization. Perhaps this capital was once a capital. Or perhaps this city was once a capital. I don't know why I read that wrong. Perhaps there are more worlds like this to be discovered. There are. And so because we've discovered this, we get a bonus to core sector systems, taking us up to 6. Also, the planet itself, which does have the valuable world modifier, so we could technically terraform it. Basically, this makes it similar to the terraforming candidate modifier. And this is also a part of the planet modifier mod that I'm running. It adds in a bunch of precursor just things in general. So you got like a precursor sensor grid, which gives like a plus, I think it's 100%. It might be more than that though, for sensor range for that planet if you colonize it. Which, admittedly, isn't the most helpful, but it does help a little bit. So this one would give us a plus 50% to Unity output on this world by itself, while also decreasing building costs and increasing build speed for buildings on this planet. Whether or not we'll colonize that world, I can't say. I don't know the size of it, but it's probably relatively small, realistically speaking. So, yeah, it's probably going to be a world we won't bother with. If we're going to be completely honest here.
System survey complete.
Now this is a strong magnetic field, which is great for physics and engineering.
Successful.
And there we go, we got destroyers. Yes, robo-modeling. Holy crap, that's going to take forever. You know, I'll live with it. We'll be fine. So, we now have a destroyer, which has been named the Speed class destroyer. That's a stupid sounding name, but I can't really do anything to stop it. So we got a max range of 40. Now, new ship classes removed frigates, which I'm fine with for the most part. They were generally worthless, and while they were an early way of getting some point defense if you had it, they were still generally worthless. You would typically I only typically built them because of their point defense that they came with. Outside of that, I had no need for them. So this is our speed class destroyer. 2 medium blue lasers and 2 small blue lasers. It looks like the mediums are all sort of in the center with the smalls off to the side. And theoretically I can go and build one. But first I gotta upgrade my spaceports. Oh, and I gotta wait for this world to finish. Well, we have 700 energy credits. I think we'll be fine. Oh, I need to fly all the way to the other side of the system. I am happy, though, to have the robo-modding finally show
Anomalous
up.
surface variable detected.
Yeah. Go and do your thing there.
Planetary settlement procedure initiated.
And that's going to make sure that our borders can't really push any further now. Now, how long do we have to wait? We're going to wait a total of 30 months for that. So that's going to be a good little while.
System survey complete.
Now you go and investigate that gigantic skeleton. We're going to get new reactors shortly.
Construction complete.
Okay.
System survey
I'm going to go ahead and clear
complete.
that. Let's see. Yeah, our borders aren't really going to expand, I don't think, to pick up much else in this general area of space.
Technological acquisition successful.
Wonderful new reactors. Let's go ahead and get solar panel network. Thank you very much. That's going to be, well, actually, what were our other options? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, solar panel network. Okay, so now we have some options here. Would I be able to do a small? I would. Let's do that. Actually, do I even need one? No, I don't. Let's do that then. Yeah, you don't need that. Wonderful. Go ahead and upgrade you guys, and oh boy, that's going to be fairly expensive. Now we do have some more things that I can build for getting some extra energy credits that we will be building. Mining stations.
Planetary alert. Tile blocker expunged.
Over here, wonderful. Build me one of those. Oh, it's gonna cost us 100 for that, so we gotta wait a little bit. Now, I would love it if one of these guys would rival the other, because then I could rival whichever one gets rivaled. Or no, excuse me. So if the Galactic Union gets rivaled by the Interstellar Mandate, I could rival the Galactic Nation. The Interstellar Nation would like me more. Maybe I'd be able to get along with them well enough to get a non-aggression pact. Which would be helpful, actually. I would actually kind of enjoy that.
Executing evasion protocols.
Oh, really? What's here? Oh. Damn space amoebas. Always ruining everyone's fun. We don't quite have the fleet power to fight them. Okay, apparently there's pirates somewhere. In some system that I've never heard of. Are nearly defeated. Communications officer intercepted a transmission from one of the remaining pirate vessels. It would appear someone panicked and sent a communication we, or, well, anyone, could track. It would appear that that system is not the pirate stronghold, as previously believed, or at least it's just the main rally point. Apparently there is a previously unknown system near it the pirate clans refer to as the Hidden Paradise, and is apparently a retreat of sorts for them. Although this location is very tightly controlled, fortunately for us, we can locate this paradise for ourselves thanks to whatever pirate vessel panicked. Although the communication logs do state any pirate vessel traveling to the paradise without permission will answer to the captain in his galleon, whatever that means. Sounds interesting. Let's find it. I don't really care to find it. I don't even know what system they were talking about. I could search, but I don't think we even know about it at all. We just know there is a system out there somewhere with that name. I don't think it's any of the ones near us. At least as far as I can tell.
Ship augmentations completed.
Okay, so now we save up.
Special project complete.
Wonderful, that's helpful. Go and survey these worlds if you don't mind.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Go and do it.
Construction complete.
I know, game, nobody's working on that tile. That will change. I really, really, really want to get robot modding. I don't care that it's going to take me over 100 months to get it. It's going to be helpful. And I'd rather get it early. That's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get another... Well, actually, I don't really need to wait, do I? I could just shift somebody onto it. Do that. Engineering facility on there.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Same basic effect and doesn't hurt nearly as much. Yeah. I'll do it like that temporarily, at least. Another towed asteroid, of course, because there's just tons of those lying around. Somebody really just loves towing asteroids
System survey complete.
orbit around planets. Unusual energy readings might be a glitch. Didn't you already get one like that? Like, literally in that same system. Or was it the other guy that had it? I don't know. Somebody had it. We got two of those pretty much back to back. Oh, and failure this time, of course.
Technological acquisition successful.
I believe you're filled with dense jungle, correct? Yes. So let's go ahead and get the dense jungle clearing stuff. So I think Sarais here, the high altitude jungle world, is probably going to be our one of our predominantly energy producing worlds. As a result of the radioactive mantle, the Betharian stone, 2 tiles that produce energy on their own, and a number of blank tiles that we can put energy credit producing buildings on. So yeah, I think this is going to be an energy world for the most part. It will produce obviously some minerals and research as well, because it just can. But yeah, I think for the most part it's going to be energy credits, so that I hopefully won't really have to worry as much about energy credits further down the line. I'm going to end this part once it's been completed.
Planetary surface settlement established.
And there it is. Now, yes, it costs quite a bit to get us. For us to get a destroyer, sadly. I could drop you off on there. That'll take it down to 63 months. What would it be without you on that tile? 68. Wow, that is actually a pretty significant decrease by just adding basically not even a whole point. Yeah, that's not even a whole point. It's apparently high enough for the game to round to 2, but it sure as hell ain't 2. It's 1.5 game. This is a situation where I'd prefer actually if the game rounded down to indicate that it's not a whole 2. This is the way I see it. If it ain't 2, don't say 2. While technically, yes, this is a scenario where you would typically round up to 2, in this case, I would prefer if you rounded down to 1, even if that means breaking a fairly typical math rule of rounding. Because this makes me think it's producing more than it really is, when the reality is it's only producing an extra 0.5, not a whole point. But whatever, apparently it's good enough for the game. Yeah, I mean, this isn't rounding up to 18. So why not use the same rule for rounding up here that you use? Why not use that same rule down here? Oh, because Paradox likes to set up rules and then just kind of ignore those rules sometimes with some aspects of the game. Ah, my god, Paradox. You gotta stop doing that, you really do. It gets annoying sometimes. When you set up rules for how things are gonna work and then it doesn't actually follow those rules all the time. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that we are going to be getting into a war with the Galactic Nation more than likely in the relatively near future. This is obviously going to piss off the Mandate if I do so, because while the two don't necessarily get along, they both hate me, and conquest, period, no matter what it's for, is going to piss off your neighbors. So I would need either the Galactic Nation to declare war on me, and then I could snag a world or two and nobody would really care too much. They'll still hate me for it, but they won't complain as much as if I declare the war, in theory at least. But I typically don't like being the one who gets war declared on them. So, no thanks, game. I'm still going to be the one that declares the war on the Galactic Union, or the Galactic Nation, at some point. Just not right now, because we're not quite in a position to be able to do so. For now. We will be later. But that's going to be it for this part. I will see you all in the next part. But until then, a goodbye and farewell. Let me go ahead and make sure I save first. But yeah, so I will see you all in the next part, where we will probably be building up our navy some more. In that part, yeah, we'll probably get the machine template system researched, and we'll be doing some robo-modding to set up some versions of our machines for energy credit and mineral production in particular, because, yeah, we kind of need those. But yeah, so I'll see you all in the next part, but until then, a goodbye and farewell. Wait, did we research the Betharian stone stuff? No, we haven't. Okay, I thought we did. Okay. That's enough distractions. Until next time.